Everyday hustle like William, I'm charging the chicken just for the verse, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
How'd you get into renting and everything?
man, I've been doing this. It's in my blood, I think, bro. Honestly,
I did learn it from you. I never would have thought to do anything like that until you showed it to me. I'm just telling you that's where I learned it from. I know what I'm saying. I remember yesterday. It has saved me a lot. You know, it was been one of the most valuable lessons I ever learned. That was good. That's why I'm here today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be out of business, unwilling to do these things like that you were willing to do. You have to understand that, Mama. These are rough people, rough times, and rough times require rough tactics. All day. 100. All day. Well, Lisa, since you don't want to do it, I guess I'll let you. You want to hear it?
I don't even want to hear it.
People often ask me, how have you been a landlord so long without ever ending up in court? I've never had to take a tenant to court, nothing like that. So most recently, I had a black tenant who's caused me a little bit of problems. Didn't want to pay his rent, or he wanted to pay when he wanted to pay it. And I said, man, this is not acceptable. Either you pay it when I want you to pay it, or just don't pay it at all. Just find you someplace else to live. And I've shown those text messages and back and forth. I've also shown his room. So you were able to, if you've been following the channel, you've seen how the guy lives. He's a restaurant manager at a restaurant in Prince George's County, Maryland, which is right outside of DC, actually not far from where I rent him room. So it's a pretty good place for him to find a place to live. He doesn't make a lot of money. He's a young black man. I've shown him these things. But oftentimes with the blacks, they have no morals, no honor, no nothing. Oftentimes their jobs are only going to last for short periods of time. So you're renting them for 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, and then, just kind of off rails. Maybe they get fired. Who knows what happens. But anyway, so back to how do you evict tenants that you don't want to go to court with. And it only works kind of model where I rent rooms. In the inner cities where the laws are so much in favor of the tenants, you can't rent full houses to the low income tenants. They'll just take their house from you and have the government using its force against you. So I tend to rent rooms within houses, or if you had an apartment, you could do just the same. So one of the tactics that I use is I just take the doors off of the bedroom, make him sleep out while open. And so here we'll recap a little bit of here's the room that he initially was renting, and we'll walk through it, and then you'll see I eventually took the door off the room. And so here's the room that the guy was living in. This is a restaurant manager in Washington, D.C., in the D.C. area. And this is how he was living. You can see this here. You can see this is kind of how he was living. You see the things I want you to take note is that there's a TV right there, but there's also a TV on the wall. This is my TV on the wall, and this is his TV that he brought with him when he moved in. And so one of the more recent videos, you can also see some of the text messages from him. Basically, I said, hey man, just stay for free, bro. I don't want any money from you. You're black, you're dishonorable, you have no morals. And so I said, just stay for free, bro. I don't want any money from you. So I would give him a one-time code every day. He call me when you get close, and I'll give you a code for the day. Again, we don't have keys on my properties. So from the standpoint of, I'm not refusing him access by giving him a code every day. So it's one of the tricks I get around. Here's, you see some more communication. I offered him, hey, I'll send you $50, put the $50 on motel. I think he's paying $55, $60 a night. Then he goes say, what I'm doing is against the law, although the black is against man's law by staying somewhere we're not paying. The blacks don't have any laws as it relates to man's law, no morals or anything like that. So you see his response. He immediately goes to what the government allows him to do, is just take advantage of someone else. So that's what okay with him. And so here's what the black says, say less. After I say, hey, just stay here. You can stay for free. I don't care what the government has told you. He says, say less, my guy. I said, you get to live for free. What more can you ask for? He puts a thumbs up there. Code for today will arrive by 4. Again, this is more just me talking about how disgusting these blacks are to deal with. today is Monday. Give me a heads up how much longer you need to live for free. He says a few more weeks. So again, that shows you kind of the immoral nature of blacks and that they will live somewhere for free and be open and honest about it. Very, the interesting way of dealing with people that are willing to kind of leech off of other people. This is very, very interesting behavior. So I asked him, say, how many more weeks? He said 2, 3, 4, 5. And so at that point, that was, I can't remember what day this was, a couple of days ago, May 5th. I said, you know what, this black, I just want to go ahead and just end it all with the black. So you see, he says, once he says 2 or 3 weeks, here's the black out on the front porch. Just as a recap, this is one of the days he's begging for money. He's locked out at this point. He's begging for money. So he called one of his brothers or sisters and asked for $50. And I think someone sent him $50. The bigger point of this is the blacks have no ecosystem for a trivial amount of money, $40, $50. He can't find it. And one of the other things you notice, he didn't even keep his cell phone on. He's using a tablet, accessing my Wi-Fi to make phone calls. Again, this is the very poor nature of blacks. And then I think I have the latest picture where I actually took his door off. Yeah, this is a restaurant manager here. And let me show you now where I actually took his door off of the hinges, and I'll show you how effective it was and that what got him to move. He eventually moved once I took the doors off, and I'll share that with you here. This is the black having gotten his things and I'm getting the hell out of here. You'll see that here. I'll go home, and you'll notice that the tenant has now left. So the television that was there and some of the other belongings that he saw fit to leave behind, you can see he left those behind. But all of his things, I guess he saw value. He's taking them, primarily the television. You'll see some interesting things left behind here. Again, this is how blacks more or less live. This is how they will leave your properties behind if you rent to them. And this video more or less is about keeping you out of landlord-tenant court when renting to the blacks. This black wanted to go to court. I did not give him the option of going to court. I was not going to take him to court to evict him. If I had done that, it would have been another 2 or 3 years with this black living like this in my home. And here's another picture you might find interesting. This is another angle from the room. And again, this is a typical black conspicuous consumption here. And you'll see the classic Air Jordans box there. I'm sure there are no shoes in there. The black walked out with his Air Jordans. And you just see kind of live filthy, nasty people. Again, filthy, nasty people. But the bigger point here that I want to make is never take a black to court when they want you to take them to court. You create conditions for them where they do not want to live. And I think that is the best way to go about it. That is what has worked for me for many, many years. I've never taken a black to court because the governments and everything, once you go down to court, are in their favor. And you're now giving them home field advantage. Once again, I am Jungle, the urban landlord, and I hope this video has been very beneficial for you landlords or aspiring landlords out there. Thanks for joining.
And I'm glad that I'm here, G. But it's fucked up I had to lose an eye to see shit clearly.